Everybody, how you doing? This is Dan San, the Young Upcoming Millionaire, coming at you day number 13. So today I just want to bring up the topic of stories. So no, I'm not talking about fairy tale stories. I'm not talking about like those little stories we used to in kindergarten class. I'm talking about your story. I'm talking about the story of your life, the story that makes you who you are, the story that defines your background and shows where you're headed, the story where the day you decided to make your life turn around and become a greater person. So why do I want to talk about stories, guys? Because one thing I really notice about successful entrepreneurs is I continue studying from them is that they all know this story like the back of their hand. And when I say they all know the story like the back of their hand, I don't mean they just know the facts about their life. I mean that they know the emotional, monumental points of their life, the turning points in their life. And they know how to summarize their story to make it short, brief, concise, and beautiful so they can convey a message to people like, hey, you know what? I'm just like you. I may be very, I'm not in this position yet, but when I talk to them, hey, I'm not, I'm just like you, I may be very successful, but I have a background just like you. And for you guys watching this, just to let you know, I'm just like you guys too. I'm not super successful yet. I'm not a millionaire. Yes, I'm in the process. Yes, I'm on my way. But guess what? I'm just like you. And to be honest, guys, my story is a little bit crazy. It's not the most, standard story. I mean, every story is unique, but my story just involves struggle in some instances, to be honest. Struggle that wasn't necessary, but struggle regardless that I went through. And some hard times. But you know what? Those hard times made me stronger. I'm grateful for them. And, stories really have the ability to inspire others. If you look at some of the greatest speakers and entrepreneurs in the world, they all use stories. Steve Jobs, considered one of the world's greatest entrepreneurs, the founder of Apple and Pixar, he actually, used stories a lot in his speeches to inspire others and to share with them what allowed him to become the great person he became before he passed. Other great speakers, Martin Luther King, he used stories. When he said he had a dream, he didn't say, you know what, I think that black individuals and white individuals should be living together. He said, no, I had a dream. I had a dream that my children were playing in the gardens with children who were white. Children of color were playing with children who were white. He used a story because there's emotion in the story. A story allows you to convey a beautiful message, a painting. It's like a painting of your thoughts. Because the truth of the matter is, in entrepreneurship and in general, facts tell, stories sell. And it's not always selling as monetary selling. I mean selling as in conveying the value to somebody of what you have to say. So use stories, guys. Take the time to just write down your life story. What's your background? Okay? At what point did you decide to turn your life around, change your life for the better? Where are you now and where are you headed? Start with that format. So this is where I'm from. This is what I used to do. This is what happened in the past. And this is when I decided to turn something around in my life. Maybe you decided to make a career change. Maybe you decided to make a relationship change. Maybe you decided to change your entire life at some point or another. And, share with people exactly what you're doing now because of that and where you're going to be headed because of that. Because your past doesn't have to define who you are. But your story sure as heck can allow other people to understand you better, to relate to you better. Because at the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters on this earth. We all have our own stories. And it's really just about conveying our message out there. Because at the end of your life, you're only going to have two things. You're going to have the relationships of the people around you, the ones you love and don't love, and relationships in general. And the second thing you're going to have is your story. And when you pass away, you're not going to be able to continue relationships with those you care about on earth, right? So the only thing you have left is your story. The only thing you're going to have left is your legacy, your story. What made you you? So take the time and just write down your story. If you never did it before, have fun with it. Make it fun. Here, this is what I did, this is what I'm doing. And I'd love to hear some of you guys' stories. So, I'd love for you guys to share in the comments below, or maybe message me, or maybe even post videos if you want. Just a brief description of your story. I'd love to hear it. You're more than welcome to. Who you are, where you're from, what you're doing now, what your dreams are, and what you're doing to get them. I think that'd be amazing, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in to day number 13 of Dan San, Young Upcoming Millionaire, my 100-day journey. I'm really happy you guys are here to join me today, and I'd love to hear your stories. So main point of the day, guys, know your story like the back of your hand and use your story to inspire others. And you know what? Ride that story to the top. All right? Have an awesome day, guys, and thank you so much for tuning in.